Hi, hello. Welcome to my channel. Like, subscribe, before, after, share. So, we're going to get right to the point because I've made this video before and I'm going to try to get two different angles for y'all. But basically, the point of this video is because you're probably trying to get into motorcycles, And my first tip is don't do it. I'm kidding. But it seems like a lot of people are getting into bikes recently. I just wanted to make like a 3-part series on getting started in motorcycles. And like what qualifies me to do this? I am also a beginner, I think I have like 700 miles on my bike right now. Well, since I've had it, and had it since November of last year. So it's about nine months of riding. I've done 1 chain cleaning, 1 oil change, 1 coolant change, painted my wheels, and got new tires on there. I got some knowledge. But yeah, let's get right to it. This is video 1, and these are 5 points that I personally, think that you should know when you're getting into bikes. Okay, might have some honorable mentions at the end, but 5. We're gonna start to stick to 5. Okay. Number 1 is get the microwave down. You gotta know that the microwave is a thing. It's a courtesy thing, that just being nice to people. So it's, ignore this. I'm scrolling. Basically, you stick your 2 fingers down and make a peace sign. That's literally all it is when you're riding. It's your clutch side, your left hand. Make a peace sign, point it downward at any passerby on a bike. That's it. Don't do it to the tricycles with the 2 wheels in the front and the 1 in the back. They're not bikers. Don't do it. Okay. Anyways, point number two. Assess the dangers. When I was getting into it, I didn't just see the rainbows and the glitter. You gotta watch like a bunch of stuff. Like you have to watch high sides, low sides, skin grafts, road rash, because it's really easy to get caught up in the fun and the views. Like riding this thing, it's freeing. You don't have a cage around you. It's amazing. It's awesome. But don't focus on the positives only. Make sure that you take in the negatives as well, because like literally, somebody said a pocket's worth of sand can mess up your whole life. Not even just your day. You can die. So like, watch a couple crashes. I saw a couple crashes. I looked through all that stuff. I was into bikes for 4 or 5 years before I actually ever got my own. And in that time I looked through as much of the stuff as I possibly could. So like, low sides, high sides, gravel, the weather. You have to become like a weatherman, honestly. Look at the skies and that trash Apple weather report, because it's always like 50% wrong. You have no AC. It's literally the wind, and the bike generates heat from that engine right there, so it radiates upwards, and then you're behind a car with a muffler, and then stoplights are just not fun. You get hot and you get sweaty. Cagers, which you call people who drive cars, which is funny because like in America, a lot of people who have bikes also have cars. Like you're a cager too, different location. We're back. Okay. Third, and probably the one that's going to come up the most, is ignoring people telling you somebody died on a bike. Because pretty much anybody you're going to meet, once you mention you want a bike, be it family, friend, someone at a gas station. Even my mechanic had a story about somebody who died on a bike, and it's like, if we didn't do things people died on, we'd do nothing, because people die in plane crashes, people die in cars. Like, yeah, the statistics are skewed and all this other stuff, and you are at a higher risk of dying on a bike. Like, don't get me wrong, you are, but at the same time, referring back to point 2, if you assess the dangers, you know that people are always texting and driving, and they're unaware of their surroundings. So putting yourself on a bike with no airbags automatic higher risk. So you know this. So them repeating it to your face every time they see you, it gets tiring. But just know a lot of people, well, I'm gonna say some of the people who say it, it's because they care. So like, don't get frustrated. Just like laugh it off and then go ride because they can't. Fourth point, you have an interest in bikes already? Learn how to ride. You know, look at videos just like this one where somebody's telling you something or they're showing you something about a bike. You know, gain some interest, figure out why you want to do it. Make sure it's for like a positive reason. You're not just hopping on a bike to hop on a bike, you know. And get into it, you know. Start collecting your gear. There's a saying called ATGAT, which is all the gear all the time. Dress for the slide, not for the ride, because like you could have a literal perfect day and go down randomly, accidentally, or something along those lines. So just always be dressed up. Like, yeah, I live in Houston and I wear my riding jacket everywhere I ride. The only reason I don't have it here is because I'm in my cul-de-sac. So like I have gone maybe 10 feet. But even going around a neighborhood, wear your gear. You never know what person was having a bad day or isn't paying attention, and you don't want to just end up in trouble. You don't end up in trouble. So yeah. So start collecting your gear. I would recommend a helmet. Get sized first. It's important. I have a huge head, so I had to make sure I got sized. And then gloves and boots, and then that's pretty much all you need to take a class. But we'll get into that. And then jacket and pants, and start collecting more for different weathers. Hey, yeah, they have mesh ones for hot weathers. They have leather ones for cold weathers. I'm sitting in ants. But yeah, start collecting gear. And for my fifth and final point, take the MSF course. They literally teach you how to ride. That's what I'm sitting on the bike now because there are ants. So take the MSF course. It's a motorcycle safety foundation course, and they literally teach you how to ride. The one I took had a written part to it. They give you a pamphlet or whatever to read before the class. And if you don't know, a good place to start is learning how to ride a bike. If you can ride a bike, that takes off 25% of the difficulty from riding a motorcycle, because then you already know what counter steering is. We'll get into that in a later date, in the third video probably. But yeah, take the MSF course, get your M license after that, because you need to, well, the MSF course endorses you for the M license, so it makes it easier to get it. And then be legal, register your bike, have all that stuff on, you know. But yeah, take the MSF course. So Spitfire, I'm gonna just shoot off random things. Why I got into motorcycles: couldn't afford my dream car, Corvette, yet. So I was like, hey, I want to do something else that's fun. I wasn't into bikes 5 years ago. I was into cars. I'm still into cars, but now I have a bike before my car. Hilarious. The bikes I recommend for beginners. This is gonna be real quick. There's a plane pulling a banner. It looks like a kite. Bikes I recommend: 250 cc's, which is a sport bike, 300s, 400, 500s in sport bikes. Okay, and then if you get a 90s cruiser, if you are mechanically inclined, get a 600 or 1,000, because they're generally slower. They're not like rocket ships. So you know. One more thing, another thing. It's not cheaper up front. It's not. You gotta buy the gear. And gear gets replaced, and maintenance items come up faster. So it's not even necessarily cheaper. So don't go into mindset thinking I'm gonna save some money on a bike. You're not. And then you don't save money because then you want multiple bikes. Because bikes are different. Dirt bikes, cruisers, super sports, etc. A bike for everything. So no money saved. Okay. Part 2, I'm gonna be showing off the gear I have and the gear I need, and give you recommendations on what to look for when you're looking for gear, which is the fourth, which is part of the fourth point. So that's all. Like, subscribe, leave some tips for any new riders, share the video. Let's get to what 20 subscribers. I don't know how many I have right now, but let's do it. We can do it. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good day. Peace.